Tired of the silence, the sugar-coated lies. Another headline screaming behind vacant eyes. They build up their walls so high and so strong, but the truth's gonna break through before too long. Every single day, the same damn old game, pointing all the fingers, nobody takes the blame. This pressure's building, it's starting to crack. Ain't no turning back now, ain't no holding back. I'm about to say it, yeah, I'm about to scream. Tired of the fake smiles, living in a dream.
Can you hear the audio? Lori, welcome to hashtag I'm gonna say it on YouTube. We got a new home. Perfect. Do you hear the audio, the music? Okay. So y'all can hear the audio, can hear me talking. All right. Welcome to hashtag I'm gonna say it for the first edition on YouTube. Looks like it's going to be our new home. Thank you all for joining too. Okay, sis, you'll be right back. I got you. Okay. All right. So I don't know what happened over on TikTok. I have no clue what happened. I woke up this morning. I had a box on my account that stated that I have, I guess, been doing bad things outside. We're talking about bad things outside of the platform. I don't know how, but you know what, people? This is what lets us know we be putting in that work. You know, Freedom 16 said everything smooth. Good. I'm glad y'all can hear. I'm glad y'all can see me. The audio you can hear. Jenny says she's going to get everyone else. Okay, so y'all come over. I appreciate that, sis. But I don't know. I don't even know how you get in trouble for things you do on another platform, by another platform. I don't even know how you get banned. But doesn't matter. Let's get started with our show because I won't hold you all long. Y'all know that. And so I already have the graphic sexual pulled up behind us. And so we're going to talk about it. And what we're going to listen to in the first segment pertaining to the cheddar color cult leader, we are going to listen to a video done by Harry Sisson. He's awesome at covering everything political and all of that. So Diamond Princess 202, welcome in. Hey, welcome in. He's good at covering these things. So we're going to listen to it. And we're going to do the same thing that we done on our original platform, y'all. We're going to do the same thing. We're just going to have a new home here. All right. And as we go along, we'll figure out how to increase the quality of the live and things like that. I'm not familiar with going live on YouTube, but the greatest room you'll ever be in is improvement. Sis says she's back. I appreciate it. Niece is in here. I appreciate you. Okay, so you here too. All right, good. Everybody, if you can think of anybody that's in our normal broadcast that you don't see here, please share out the link to them and have them come in and join us as well. I appreciate it. Also, remember to subscribe to this channel right now. Subscribe to it. All right, this is where we'll be at. All right, so make sure you subscribe so we can do it here. All right, let's listen to Harry Sisson. Shout out to Harry Sisson. Let's give it up to him.
All right, folks, we have some major breaking news. A former Trump employee just hit Donald Trump and Trump National with a huge lawsuit alleging sexual harassment and discrimination, specifically against his Bedminster club and the conditions that she was forced to work in. This is stunning, and Trump recently had another lawsuit similar to this one filed as well. And when you're thinking about Donald Trump, the things he said about women, the things he's done to women in the past, the Epstein file cover-up, it kind of tracks. So I'm going to get into this exclusive article with you right now, give you the details that are transparently quite horrifying. Before I do any of that, make sure to subscribe down below, drop a like on the video, comment, let me know what you think about the story. I also got glasses today. I am wearing them because it makes it easier to read, but if they're annoying, I can see the reflection a little bit. If they're annoying, just let me know in the comments. I can take them off. I'm not blind. I can still read, you know. But anyway, let's get into the story. So The Daily Beast exclusively just reported that the Trump
Diamond Princess
Club in
202s. I'm
New
sorry
Jersey
they
has
hating
been
on you,
accused of
friend. I
humiliating
appreciate it.
workers
I
with
hate it
tight
too.
uniforms. So, a former MAGA loyalist, she voted for Trump, says she turned her back on Donald Trump after enduring rampant and humiliating sexual harassment at his Trump National Golf Club in New Jersey. Maria Hadley, an events team member and banquet server at the Bedminster property, alleged in a lawsuit filed in New Jersey court Monday today, that female employees were forced to wear revealing uniforms several sizes too small.
Facts, sis.
Meanwhile, men in
TT
positions of
is the
power at the
biggest
resort
op
tried to get
nowadays.
underage women to drink, get them drunk essentially, fawned over sexy, quote, teenagers, and retaliated against employees who spoke out, according to the lawsuit obtained by the Daily Beast. Both Donald Trump and Eric Trump are named in the lawsuit, and she was hired for the club back in February. So this is a Trump voter. This is a woman who's actually worked at this club, experienced these conditions, and she's filing this lawsuit. She's speaking up. And according to her lawsuit as well, other women feel this way. They just haven't been able to file this lawsuit, probably because the culture at the club is one that silences former employees. I mean, it says right here, if you spoke out, you were retaliated against. It's just insane. Quote, I did not want the president that I believe in and voted for each time he ran to be shown in a bad light or lose face, Hadley wrote in an unanswered message to Eric Trump on September 27th. I am absolutely incensed, she said. And she said, I did what I thought was right after she was ousted from her position at the club. It marks the second lawsuit in just over a month to ensnare Trump and his second oldest son over alleged conditions at the Bedminster property. The Bedminster Club, which has two 18-hole courses, promotes itself as family-oriented, whether you're looking for premier New Jersey golf, an exceptional
no
wedding
matter
venue,
where we
or an
go.
ideal family
Haters need
retreat.
jobs
Trump
too. I
says
like
they
that,
have
Lori.
it all
I
on their
agree.
website, which not quite. In her lawsuit, Hadley details a far darker experience. She said it was immediately clear when she was hired that she walked into a workplace, this is a quote direct from the lawsuit, that treated women as nothing but a prop. And again, a lot of this just makes sense when you're thinking about who Donald Trump is, what he's said about women previously, how he's treated them, and also the Epstein file cover up that's happening right now. I mean, remember that whole Trump grab him by the you know what clip? The claims he's made about women saying they're pigs or this or that a woman was not attractive enough for him to assault her. I mean, it's revolting. So this is disgusting. It's unacceptable behavior, especially from the president of the United States to have.
Hold on, I want to pause it right there because listen, let's be honest. Even with everything that's going on with the Jeffrey E., I know that they've tried to do all they could to make sure that gets distracted. And we had the incident in no, I'm not gonna call it an incident. The unaliving that happened in Minnesota. All right. And also the unaliving in Northridge, California, Mr. Porter. They don't speak about that enough. But him as well. I know these things have happened and it's kind of diverted our attention away from the Epstein files not being released. But we haven't forgotten about that. But this, whether they say it or not, this is also a bad thing for the cheddar color cult leader because it's showing pretty much the same behavior that is exercised or put into the Epstein files. Y'all get me? So this isn't good for them as well. We're going to finish it out, but just make sure you put that to the forefront of your mind. And remember how we talked about pattern of behavior. It's not harped on enough that he's saying he's upset, the cheddar color cult leader. They're saying he's upset at the fact that Epstein stole workers from Mar-a-Lago. Well, no one stopped to think, well, why are underage people working at Mar-a-Lago for Epstein to even take or choose from? And then you have a former employee that was working there saying that he had them in cladded uniform or outfits and stuff like that, sexual uniforms and stuff, or revealing uniforms and stuff like that, right? Georgia Marquez, welcome in. Thank you. I appreciate you joining the hashtag. I'm going to say it. So that lets us know right there his mentality already. So it goes into what's being stated in the Epstein file, allegedly.
Have working conditions like this, but it doesn't surprise me when it's Donald Trump involved in this, when it's his properties being involved in this. She also said that the polo shirt and golf skirt she was
I think
instructed to wear
so.
were both far
I'll
too
check
small
into
and
that.
too
I'm not sure.
tight.
I'll check
And when
though.
she told the club manager, who's also named as a defendant, that he had given her a child size, he refused to replace them and allegedly told her, quote, "If they don't fit, you don't work." Yeah, that sounds like a work environment that's asking for a lawsuit. I mean, this is atrocious. She said it was humiliating to be forced to work in inappropriate, revealing clothing until another female employee secretly swapped uniforms with her. So she has to work with women behind the
No,
scenes
sis, I gotta
in
look
order
that
to
up.
wear
Let me write that
uniforms that
down.
actually
Let me
just
write that
fit.
name down.
That doesn't even address the revealing nature of the uniforms, just getting the uniform to fit her. They were giving kid sizes.
That's
Oh my
crazy.
God. And it gets worse. She also recounted multiple instances in which management referred to teenage guests as sexy, quote unquote, as well as repeated occasions when the manager mocked a male employee for being this and grabbed his subordinate by his head and held it near
This
his
said that sounds
groin
worse than a
area. You
strip
can
club.
interpret. She also alleged that the clubhouse bartender served alcohol to children and made, quote, sexual comments
Okay, I'll go on
about a
Substack and look that
12-year-old
up.
guest with
For
braces.
sure. I appreciate that, sis.
Oh my God. I mean, I just can't believe what we're reading right
Diamond
now. I mean, I
Princess
can't
says, what
believe it, but
type
I
of
just can't
stuff is
believe
wrong
that
with
this
these people?
guy who owns this
Exactly. And
club
this
is the
is the
president of
president
the
of our
United
country.
States. You know, meant to be a leader, meant to be somebody that stands up for what's right, meant to do the right thing. And this is the conditions he subjects workers to, that the club he owns and employs people at subjects these women workers to. It's disgraceful. And you have all these text messages she included in the lawsuit, of which, you know, she says vodka and a Shirley Temple. What in the world? And
Right,
things like
sis.
that. It's text between her and an underage Bedminster employee who said the bartender repeatedly added substances to her drinks. When he makes
Oh,
me
okay.
Shirley
Diamond
Temples, I
Princess.
literally have
Okay,
to tell him it's
Chirac, Evil
Sprite. And if I
Queen. I
walk
didn't know
away
who
and
that
come
was.
back for it,
I'm
there's
glad you
vodka
made it
always in
over
it.
here.
So this is just like the standard that they have at Bedminster. If you get a drink, you're a kid, you get a Shirley Temple, and you're a girl, you get alcohol in it.
Mm.
I can't believe it. Management turned against Hadley in June, she alleged, after she reported the bartender for repeatedly serving female staffers alcohol without their consent, a fireable offense she was told would remain anonymous. And then she was outed. In one instance cited in the lawsuit, Hadley said Trump once visited the clubhouse and told employees they would each receive a $1,000 bonus, specifically looking at her. But all the other employees got bonuses, and she didn't. This is the exact text from the lawsuit if you'd like to read it for yourself. This is exactly what's written in it. Her hours were later cut in half. Male coworkers refused to speak or to acknowledge her. And when she attempted to raise concerns, she said human resources repeatedly looked the other way. And this does remind me, this bombshell lawsuit, this bombshell story really reminds me of this bombshell Wall Street Journal article that we got the other day.
We are not playthings. I
Not
know
the
that's
other day,
right.
I should
Women are
say.
not
It was
playthings.
December
Facts.
30th that talked about the conditions that were existing at Mar-a-Lago when Donald Trump and Epstein were around. Donald Trump would send young female employees from his spa to go to Epstein's house to give him massages when he wasn't a member. He wasn't supposed to be able to do this. He did it anyway. He sent these young girls there, and inevitably, a lot of these young girls were assaulted. Everybody at the club knew that Jeffrey Epstein was creepy, knew what he did, and Donald Trump sent them there anyway. So when you remember that story, when you remember what Trump has done to women, said about women, and is covering up the Epstein files, when you put that in the context of this new lawsuit we have, it sounds like it tracks for somebody like Donald Trump. It really, really does. It's just insane. So look, I will leave the video there. I just had to cover this lawsuit as soon as I became aware of it against Donald Trump. You can let me know in the comments what you think about it. Make sure to subscribe down below, drop a like on the video, comment, let me know again what you think about the story. I just think this is so outrageous. But as I always say, have an amazing rest of your day, and we will talk soon. All right, folks, we have some...
Yeah, so listen, go and subscribe to Harry Sisson. Let's give it up to him. First of all, let me like that, and then let's give it up to him again. Go and follow Harry Sisson here on YouTube. Great content, great brother, gives it to us straight by the book. All right, and so I would appreciate him on that. I want to see, again, y'all, we're new here, so no, that's not what I want. So we got to figure out how to transition from one screen to another. All right, hold on 1 second. I think I figured it out. Oh, hold on. You know what? Before we transition to our second segment of the show, though, I just want to point out, so all of the racial things that the cheddar color cult leader does, it must be a hard pill to swallow and just an assassination of his pride when you have to see that your son, who bears your name, Donnie Jr., ex-wife, is with, you can't see it, but that's his ex-wife, and she is with Tiger Woods. So your son's ex-wife is getting down by a brother. I know it's got to be a hard thing to stomach. I get it, and I am for it. I am for it. All right, we got to figure out how to do these picture things. I don't know. We knew it's new to us, so we're just going to roll with what we got. Jenny said, we rolling with you regardless, bro. I appreciate it. Give it up to y'all. Y'all are the real champions. Y'all are the real champions for coming over and joining on the fly. I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all have no idea what this means to me. All right, so we're going to go to our next. Our next.
Say I love you on this Easter, man, because all the love you get.
Let me rewind that. All right, and so what this is these two on the phone talking. These two gentlemen behind me are talking on, I guess, a FaceTime call or something. And let me see who I give the video credit to. Premium Celeb is the video credit. That's what we are covering this from or getting this from. And the title reads, Snoop Dogg don't want you to see this video with him and Diddy. Now, we understand, or we've covered on our previous broadcast, that there was an alleged victim, and you know what we say about alleged. We just got to say that for the integrity of our show. There was an alleged victim who happened to be Snoop's cousin through marriage, stating or filing a lawsuit that he raped her, right? And so it was even stated that Snoop is worse than Diddy, allegedly. I mean, we also heard Jay-Z is worse than Diddy, allegedly. All right. So let's just listen. I don't know what's being said. I don't know why he didn't want this to come out. But let's just listen and see if we can talk about what shouldn't have been said or what could be incriminating into against Snoop Dogg in the latest lawsuit.
Say I love you on this Easter, man, because all the love you get to everybody else, you make the world a better place. Give it up for Snoop Dogg.
I love you more today than I did yesterday.
Jenny says Snoop's manicure image has been messed
the brotherhood
up.
that we is deep because it runs through our kids. Our kids love each other, and that's the beauty of it all. That they can go generation after generation to know that when me and you gone, our generations of love gonna continue to spread. That's what it was all about, to be able to spread that love from generation to generation, not just me and you, but our kids and our grandkids,
yes, sir,
and the ones that come after us. And I want to thank you for putting this event together, and also for having that conversation piece that you had the other day, just to give some insight and some inlight on a situation that we really have no knowledge on and no information. So thank you for confronting it and bringing it to a forefront to where we could get some understanding and have some of those questions answered. You understand me? Because a lot of us don't know, and it is affecting all of this. It's happening to all of us in some way. You know, somebody in somebody's family, your family, my family, your distant cousin. So
what's good, y'all? No, I hope you guys listen. I really hope you guys listen, because this is interesting. I've seen people in comment section saying that Diddy and Snoop Dogg are not close, but you guys are hearing coming from Snoop Dogg's own lips. He makes it clear that him and Diddy are close, and matter of fact, their children are close. Before you even jump in it, man, remember to drop a like and subscribe, show some love. Drop a like, show some love. No, I stated, this is very interesting because people are saying that Snoop
Jenny
Dogg
said,
and
sounds
Diddy are
like
not
he's
close,
talking
but
to a
Snoop
GM
Dogg
or a partner,
himself,
don't it?
Snoop the Dogg himself,
Don't
is
it?
making it clear that him and Diddy are very close. They were very close back then, and they're still very close now, and their seeds are even more close. So I want you guys to understand that these whistleblowers are people speaking out. Some of them are not just making things up. Yes, some of them are making things up, but we have true people speaking the truth. So not everybody's making stuff up. We got to pick the sense out of the nonsense. I tell you guys this before, and I'm gonna say it again. We have to pick sense out of nonsense, man.
Hey,
So it
my
is what it
oldest
is.
daughter
You
is in
guys
the
have to listen. You guys have to
house.
stay awake.
Hey,
Snoop
baby,
Dogg
you
and Diddy
found
were
me. I'm glad you
close,
came
and
in.
they are still close, man.
Y'all go
Matter
and
of fact, I want you
subscribe to
guys to
her
check
channel
out this
too,
other
at
clip
Proud
and
Mommy
let me know
8835.
what you think.
Puffy's sons and my sons best friends since they were 6, 7 years old. I didn't make it happen and Puffy didn't make it happen. One night I was at my house and Puffy's son was over about like 9 o'clock. And I'm like, cuz, what time you going home? And he like, I'm spending the night. I'm like, did you tell your dad? He like, nah, my mom dropped me off. So Kim, rest in peace, was connecting my kids with Puff kids, and they formed a friendship and a bond. When Justin went to UCLA, my son went to UCLA. When Christian was rapping, my son was rapping. When he was modeling, they was flying over the world together. So they forged a friendship and a brotherhood that me and Puff always had. So if we got the opportunity to take these two brands and show people what it can be as opposed to what it used to be.
No, I know a lot of people are.
Hold on, because I want to pause it right there and cover this. Now, we can most definitely appreciate the fact that it's good that they were trying to make amends or what we would call a truce between what happened between Bad Boy and Death Row back in the 90s. That's great. However, it's late. It's two people that were prominent to our community whose lives were taken behind this. This is something that should have been done back then. Now, I also will say this too. It also lets us know that there was a closeness between the families already. Okay, so and it's not uncommon. People who live in that community, I think, I don't, I think LeBron kids went to school with Diddy's kids too. You know, so it's everybody in that community. They all send their kids to that school or whatnot. So it's cool. It's cool for them to hang out with each other. That's nothing new. But what it shows us is there was more of a common friendship between these two people than what's being led to believe or what one party stated that they weren't close or anything like that. So we do know that for sure. And yes, I do know that back in the 90s, Snoop did face a lot of heat from uh, artists on the Death Row label because he was saying he was open to working with Diddy and Biggie back then. I do understand that. You get me? Jenny says they were part of setting them up too. Yes, and that's what I'm saying. That's what my thought is with this here. I'm saying I think there was more to the friendship than just what we have been conditioned or led to believe. You see what I'm saying? So I'm with you on that, sis. I'm with you on that fully. And to know that the kids are spending the night at each other's house, or Snoop's, Diddy's kids were spending the night at Snoop's house with his kids. I mean, come on. So that worries me to a point because it's like we've already just taken with Diddy, we've already seen and covered how his kids seem to be affected by the actions of their father. For the simple fact, at least two of the sons that we know of, two out of the three sons, have similar lawsuits filed against them for committing similar acts that their father did. Now, I haven't heard much about Snoop's son, what our kids or whatever, but it's just scary. Does this mean that they have conditioned the kids to carry on the things that they were doing, or have they normalized? Well, we know with Diddy, apparently, he's normalized the behavior that he's had with his kids, so his kids think that's cool. You get me? Jenny said those two are doing more than music. Listen, Just judging by their own words, that's what it would lead us to believe, correct?
Are saying that Diddy and Snoop Dogg were not close only because they really love Snoop Dogg and they don't want to hear what they don't want to hear. And that is the possibility of Snoop Dogg siding with Diddy and helping Diddy
Rita
take
said
out
likely.
a lot of big people, right? Because I know how it feels. I know how it feels to have a favorite artist or a favorite actor and you just don't want to hear bad about them. And when you do hear bad about them, it really breaks you because you really had high hopes and all of that just came crashing down. So I know that some people are really clinging to the fact or clinging to the hope that Snoop Dogg is innocent. But I'm not saying he's innocent nor I'm saying he's guilty because honestly we do not
Jenny
know.
said kind of like
But the
what Will
fact
Smith
of the
was
matter
doing to
still
Jaden.
remains Snoop Dogg was close with Diddy
Stop you when
back
you're
then
wrong.
and he still is close. So when we have people coming out and revealing that Snoop Dogg, was one of the right-hand men of Diddy, it can be a possibility because once again, Snoop Dogg said it himself, him and Diddy were extremely close. And if you know Diddy, for you to be extremely close with Diddy, come on, you got to be on some level of things, right? So it's not any guess game, you got to be on some level of things, man. But as stated, I'm not saying he's innocent or guilty. We do not know that. But one thing for sure, when Jaguarite speak on some things, man, it may not come out now, it may not come out the day after, but trust me, it's in the process. We've seen it.
Yeah.
We have seen it repeat itself. I'm not saying everything
Jenny said that's why
Jaguarite
you're not
says,
supposed to
come through the
worship any
past, but we
celebrities.
have seen
That
where
part
she,
right there.
talking things and it come through the past. But I want you guys to let me know your perspective. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you feel. Remember to drop a like and subscribe. It is your boy Premium Celeb and as usual, Amo.
Say I love.
Premium Celeb, shout out to you for that. I appreciate it. I appreciate that content. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and give you a like. Want to make sure we also support other fellow content creators. And again, people, you know how we do. Like we were saying on our original platform, our other platform, we don't gatekeep information here. So anything we listen to in our broadcast, just message me, get in touch with me, get in touch with Jenny, and we'll make sure we get you all the link to the video so you all can go and watch them in its entirety for yourselves and on your own time. You know, Job hit said Diddy is good. I hope so. Diddy did some good work. Hey, to each his own. To each his own. To each his own. You know, everybody has different tastes. So, Jack Newman said Diddy is courageous person. All right. Okay, I like that. I like that. Okay, I'm glad that you, like I said, to each his own. So we are going to get segment 3. Now, this will be the final segment for today's show. And once again, thank you all for joining our impromptu show over here and through all the confusion of what happened on the other thing. Shab here says, what do you think about him? What do I think about Diddy? Is that what you're asking me? Shab hit? Yeah, absolutely, Rita. Only a matter of time. Jenny said good at that Glock 9000. Yeah, okay. So what I think about him is this here. I do think that he was in a position to do good things, and I think he may have wanted to do good things. However, I think power um, crept into him and caused him to do bad things. I don't give him a pass because he was put in a position to do better things for the community. One thing I have an issue with, brother, is the fact, or sister, I don't know, it just says S, but is the fact, and I'm speaking to you too, Jack. Um, one of the problems I have with Diddy is that he's in a position financially to make a difference in our community. And even if he made the little things, he didn't do the big things. What I mean by that is, and I'll tell you a true story. I, for Thanksgiving, and now the people who follow me over here from the other platform, they know, but I'll enlighten you. I, myself, Thanksgiving, my wife and I, we had leftovers from Thanksgiving dinner. So what did? We put them in containers. We got some forks. And I tell you, we stopped by Quick Trip and got plastic forks and spoons and stuff for them to be able to eat their Thanksgiving meal with. And we went downtown to our city, and the homeless people that are sleeping on the steps of a church, we provided them Thanksgiving meals. And my budget is nowhere near his, right? And so I think that he was in a position to where he could have done uh, a lot more things rather than harvesting people's dreams and souls and allegedly sexual assaulting him. Hey, J Clutch TV in the building. Hey, y'all, that's the other wrestling promotion I was telling you guys about. Uh, that's over on streams on Twitch. Go and follow my man's J Clutch TV. Go and follow. He said he was jealous. Yeah, yeah. I mean, and that's another thing, J Clutch TV, man. That's one of my things too. That I dislike about him because a lot of people want to feel like we are holding a black man down, but yet um, they don't hold him accountable for how many black men he held down uh, in a business manner and in a physical manner. You get me? Jack Newman said Diddy is innocent. Someone framed him. Well, that's a lot of frames. That's a lot of frames, Jack. Now I will give you this. I will give you this. I do think it all came out. All of this is coming out for the simple fact he didn't play his part. You see, you got to understand something. You got to realize something. When you are amongst the people that he's amongst, when you're in the position that he's in, and these people allowed you to gain the wealth that you did, you got to play by their rules. You got to continuously live by the oath that you took, the sacrifice that you took. Now, I see you all on here saying he's innocent and y'all are championing for him. We call him, where we're from, we call them Didiots. We call y'all Didiots, but to each his own. Everybody has their own opinion about things. Where my lack of respect falls in line at is the fact of, do y'all seriously think that he didn't do wrong to other people as far as his artists? I mean, you've heard it from Mace. The Locks have called the radio station going off on him when he was doing an interview at the radio station. He didn't even help uh, Lil' Kim while she was locked up. He didn't even go visit her. Black Rob had health issues. He didn't even help him out with the medical stuff that he needed. You know, it's just things like that bothers me. So here's what I think. Everybody's due their due process in court. He did go to court the one time. He got off on some charges. Some charges they accuse him of, or he got found guilty of, and that's what he's serving time for now. And I think at the last time I checked, I think it was like 70 civil lawsuits out against him or something like that currently right now. And I don't think those included the ones that his sons have against on them that he's mentioned in. But so that's where I'm at with it. I think that this is, you know, I don't think that everybody's lying. Do I think some people are lying? Possibly, probably. But I don't think everybody's lying. I'm wise enough to know that when you are an asset to a certain group of people, you are afforded the ability to get away with certain crimes and things that common folk wouldn't dare be able to get off on. And then once they find you to be a liability, or as I stated previously, once they see that you're deciding that you are too big for the program, for lack of better words, they'll make an example out of you. And those same crimes that they once covered for you, they have no problems allowing to come out now and allowing you to face the repercussions of your actions. And as he's demonstrated while being incarcerated, a lot of the things that have been stated that he done prior to being incarcerated, he's still demonstrating while being incarcerated, which further lets us know that he hasn't learned his lesson. There's no remorse there. So that's where we're at with it. But thank you for asking what I feel about it. There you have it. All right, y'all. We're gonna go to our third and final segment for today. And we want to speak on this topic right here. This is the state of Minnesota is suing ICE right now. They are suing ICE. And given what happened, may God rest Renee Good's soul. May God rest Mr. Porter's soul, one that they unalived in California. It may their families be surrounded by the arms, the comforting arms, the consoling arms of our Lord and Savior. I pray that. But I do champion Minnesota filing a lawsuit against them. I do. Absolutely, J Clutch TV. And thank you for joining in. I appreciate it. This is our first time here, and we had to come here after being banned from another place. But you know, we're gonna keep telling the truth. We're gonna keep speaking this truth right here. Lori said ICE is getting ridiculous. I agree. I agree fully. So let's listen to this last audio, and then you all can have your day.
Within the past hour, we have seen protesters once again clashing with agents at the Whipple Federal Building. Authorities arrested at least one person. The head of U.S. Border Patrol defended the operation underway in Minnesota.
Let us conduct this legal, ethical, and moral law enforcement operation, get these bad people and bad things off the streets, and then we're off to the next city.
Thanks for joining us. Commander Bovino also said that hundreds more federal agents are on the way to help. More than 2,000 agents already in Minnesota.
The state is fighting back with a lawsuit. Esme Murphy is here with details on that. Esme?
Well, late this afternoon, the Attorney General announced a lawsuit. It was joined by the mayors of Minneapolis and St. Paul. They are saying they want to stop and halt the action of ICE immediately throughout Minnesota. That's what the federal lawsuit is about. The mayor said that they were concerned about an example of how dangerous ICE search has become is the shooting of Renee Good and the killing of Renee Good. They say they're very concerned that their residents have not been able to go to places like the grocery store or even take out their own garbage. They say what is happening here in both cities amounts to an invasion.
We don't use the word invasion lightly. What we are seeing is thousands, plural, thousands of federal agents coming into our city. And yeah,
right,
they're having a tremendous impact on day-to-day life.
And found out.
And it's a negative.
Most of these folks are citizens.
And whether that's
so
kids
true,
that are trying to get to school or businesses that are trying to open, that's police officers that are responding to 911 calls.
Republican House Speaker Lisa Davis slammed the action of the Attorney General for filing a lawsuit. She says instead they should be working to arrest people who are here in the cities illegally. Now, I can tell you that the Attorney General was hoping to have a court hearing tomorrow morning, first thing. That request has been turned down within the past hour. So they're hoping to get another slot later in the morning to hold a hearing on a temporary restraining order. What that would do, if the city and if the state can get it, is that would put an immediate stop to ICE activity. But that is a long shot at best right now, and they don't even yet have it on the federal schedule. We, of course, will keep you updated on that because that will be a very important development.
Yeah, indeed. We will stay on top of it for sure, Esme. Thank you. If you saw the news, but Fox News.
All right. Shout out to CBS Minnesota. And most importantly, shout out to the state of Minnesota for even going on record to do this. Again, people, it may not happen immediately, but the fact that there's finally some pushback, I think, is a victory, a period victory, but nonetheless a victory. And shout out to Philly. Man, I miss staying in Philly, but shout out to Philly too. Because the chief of police let them people know, y'all come to Philly, you come to Philly with that BS, you're going to jail. You will be arrested. and the cheddar color cult leader cannot pardon you, save you, and anything like that. And so shout out to Philly and any other place that have stated that any ICE agent that comes into their city or their neighborhood or their communities and do these kind of things will be prosecuted to the fullest extent. We are here for it. We are here for it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me for hashtag I'm Gonna Say It. Again, this was a fly on the fly show. First time going live on YouTube. So as I said, as we go along, we'll get better and we'll increase our presentation and stuff like that. But I appreciate you all for doing that, coming over here on the fly and joining. I appreciate you all standing up and campaigning for us on the other platforms. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I kind of like these new digs. You know? So again, thanks for the support. I appreciate y'all so much. Remember to go and follow J Clutch TV in here. Keep up with his streams over on Twitch. I can't remember the channel, brother. So if you're still in here, could you put your name and the link to your Twitch or the name to your Twitch so they can follow you on there? And your host will be hopefully debuting in his promotion as well soon. Rita said, great show. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Also, I want to make sure y'all go and follow MC3SFT9 over on Twitch TV. That's Outlaw Championship Wrestling Alliance over there as well. Remember, your host goes for that heavyweight championship tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you all join both, subscribe to both channels over there on Twitch. I think Jay Clutch and I, we just met each other through that. I was asking him about how to get my character put on his show, his promotion. I was watching it. It was great. It was great, man. I loved it. I love how he was genuine with his viewers. That's what really got y'all know where we come from. Y'all know what we do. We're transparent and stuff like that. And in fact, that very first time we was talking, man, we got deep anyways, and we was just talking, man. It's almost like we grew up with each other, you know. And so I like good energy like that. A lot of people don't understand. They think that's just a saying when you say, man, they got good energy. No, we all operate on energy and frequency. So when you meet people that has that good energy in them, you just gravitate to it if you're a good person. So, you know, it was genuine, and I appreciate that brother right there, for real. And all the time that he donates to us as far as putting on his CAW promotion on Twitch and allowing us another escape from all of this nonsense and craziness out there in the world. He provides good entertainment, positive entertainment, and I love that. Salute to you too, brother. I appreciate you. You guys, we'll be here tomorrow. We'll be here tomorrow. Like I said, we're going to navigate this thing. We're going to figure it out. But one monkey don't stop no show. One platform don't stop no show. I said what I said. I submitted my appeal to their email that they told me to send it to. I didn't mince my words. I won't mince my words. I will not be quiet. I will not conform into a box and say things that a platform want me to say. No, we're not going to do that. The show is not hashtag I'm going to say it for shits and giggles. It's hashtag I'm going to say it because that's what we're going to do. We're going to say it, all right? So, and it's just like the theme song says as well. So, I appreciate it. Again, y'all, this is on the fly, but y'all made it what it was, and I appreciate it. I pray to see y'all come back tomorrow. Make sure if you hadn't subscribed to the channel, go and subscribe to the channel. If you hadn't hit that like, hit that thumbs up and like this. Also, click that little bell so you can be notified when I go live. Once again, y'all, you could be anything in this world. Anything in this world. Be somebody. Peace and blessings to you all, and I love you to life. This has been your self-proclaimed favorite news reporter, signing off from the newsroom in a new location. Peace.